Hey, what's going on, folks? I wanted to make a quick video addressing what some of our most famous American founding fathers said about the Illuminati. Now, this is information that is contained in my videos on the conspiratorial history of the United States. I highly recommend you check those out. But I wanted to make a shorter version for people with short attention spans. So this will only be a couple minutes long. The first one is George Washington. You can see he wrote this letter as a reply to George Washington Snyder, and this is from 1798. And this man, George Washington Snyder, is writing to George Washington saying that he is a German, and he says that he came across a book called Proofs of a Conspiracy, okay, by John Robeson. And if you've watched this channel, I've mentioned that book before. It's in my digital library, which you can get access to. And he talks about how the plan of the Illuminati is to overturn all government and all religion, even natural, and they endeavor to eradicate every idea of a supreme being, aka God. It says that they want to distinguish man from beast by our shape only. And it says that some of the lodges in the United States, meaning Freemason lodges, might have caught the infection and might cooperate with the Illuminati or the Jacobin Club in France. If you don't know, the Jacobins were the radicals in the French Revolution that were chopping off people's heads. Okay, so if you go down, look at George Washington's reply. Of course, he says, I have heard much of the nefarious and dangerous plan and doctrines of the Illuminati, but never saw the book until you were pleased to send it to me. Okay, and if you go along, he does mention that he's sure that this has infiltrated the United States, that maybe there is some Freemasonic lodges that have been involved. Okay, so yeah, Washington admitted, he acknowledged for sure that yes, the Illuminati is real. Okay, and that yes, there is an influence going on in the United States. Okay, and again, this is from 1798. Moving forward, if we look at Thomas Jefferson, this is from a couple years later. You can see that this is in a letter that he wrote to Bishop James Madison. Okay. And if you look at this, he's talking about a book. Okay. And again, we're referencing multiple people here. You had men like John Robeson. You also had Abe Barule, and you had Jedediah Morse. These guys were writing at this time about the Illuminati and their plans for world revolutions. Okay. And if you actually read this letter, Thomas Jefferson mocks people that were trying to expose the conspiracy. He actually calls Frederick Morse, quote, Illuminati Morse, okay, and says that these guys are kind of crazy. And if you look at what Thomas Jefferson actually said, he notes that Adam Weishaupt was the founder of the Bavarian Illuminati. Jefferson says that he seems to be an enthusiastic philanthropist, okay? He believes in the indefinite perfectibility of man. If you actually look into the Illuminati, the original name of it was called the Order of Perfectibilists. Okay, he thinks he may in time be rendered so perfect that he will be able to govern himself in every circumstance so as to injure none, to do all the good he can, to leave government no occasion to exercise their powers over him, and of course to render political government useless. Okay. So again, go into this, and he's comparing some of this stuff to Jesus, and he had nothing but fine things to say about the founder of the Illuminati. And if you study Thomas Jefferson, you know he was a lot more radical. Okay, he supported the French Revolution. Okay, he thought that a little bit of rebellion was a good thing. So he saw some of this subversion going on and didn't necessarily think that it was a bad thing. But if you look at what George Washington said, he thought completely the opposite, right? He knew that there were some seditious plans going on. He knew that these guys were trying to bring down our country. And more importantly, I mean, these guys are important world leaders from their time who admit that, yes, this is real. So people going around saying that the Illuminati is a conspiracy, they haven't spent 5 minutes researching it. Okay, and I feel honestly bad for them. The only real debate is as to how much influence they may or may not have today. So I'll leave that up to you. I just wanted to share this information to you about our founders, in case maybe you had never heard of it. I appreciate your time. God bless.